Get the fuck off of me. I'm not stopping with you. You just tried to kill me. Stop.
He did nothing wrong. I was here the entire time.
Nothing wrong.
I was here the entire time. He did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong.
The cop started it.
It was him.
He's a little boy.
He is a minor. He is a minor. And he did nothing wrong the entire time.
No, because it was him. He beat me out. I'm not stopping for you. It was all her fault. It was her.
Back up. Do not tell mom's number.
You're trying to take me down.
What is your mom's number? Officer. Sir.
No, Israel officer, you did this. You did this. You did this.
What did I do?
You did this. You did this.
You didn't
You
understand what he
did this.
did.
No, I was in the store the entire time, honey. I saw it all. No, defend you because he did nothing wrong. You were following him from the time he walked in the store.
what happened
No, honey, no. Y'all are so wrong for this. Y'all are so wrong. And he is a freaking minor. That's the thing. This is somebody's child. No, I didn't miss anything. I didn't miss anything. He's a fucking baby.
He came and straight showed him.
No,
That's their rules. I work here. I don't want to go to work here.
And I was here to your co-worker, she did, and wait, she left behind the door.
Welcome back, my PBM family. Welcome back. Another episode of Old School Cops, presented by PBM. You got the 3-man unit squad today. You got a wealth of experience. We got my boy Shane, SWAT commander, Red Dog operator, street enforcement, aggressive guns and drugs, just like myself. The statesman of the group is OG Ted Golden, who was a city cop on one of the most dangerous cities in United States. He did so well there combating crime. He took his talents to the federal level, became a hell of a DEA agent. So that allowed him the opportunity to go nationwide, making some neighborhoods a lot safer than it was before he got there. You guys send in the video, we assessed the video. This particular video, we don't know what happened. I started looking it up and very little information on it. So when it comes down to the justification of the hands-on, we don't know what led up it to that particular incident. There is a police brutality. We identified bad policing, and when you send a video in like the previous one, we let you know when it's good policing. This particular, I didn't see any violations of like excessive force. What I had a problem with it, he did look young, but you know, black don't crack, so he could have been a lot older. He could have been a lot older, just looked young. This bystanders were saying he was a young kid. But when I tell you, you had so many officers trying to cuff this dude, I think that was a problem. There was some problems there. I looked at the cuffing techniques that the officers was trying. I'm familiar with them. It looked to me that they was grabbing him in the wrong, the hand was in the wrong position. When they went to cuff him, they grabbed high. And if the guy who you grabbing, if you grab high, if he has a little bit of strength, you're going to have a hard time getting his hands around. The grab for this particular cuffing should have been more at the breaking of the wrist, this part of the wrist. So if you bend this part and then pull it, it has nothing to do with how strong this person is. This right here, oh man, this worked every time. And they struggled, like even to the ground, even when they got other officers there. The female who was telling them, baby, just give them your hands, she probably watched our videos because we always say don't fight at the side of the road because you don't win. Regardless of this was justification or not, a legit arrest, a lawful arrest or not, take that fight to the courtroom. So whatever the outcome was after he was arrested, he'll get his vindication inside the courtroom. Shane, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I got to start off with something you always say, Joe and Ted. We say every week: take your fight to the court. Take your fight to the court. People are going to call in on you, lie, make anonymous reports. Apparently, there was some discrepancy. There was another lady who said that the caller had made the call into dispatch. It wasn't true. Never try to go hands-on with a police officer. The moment you grab a police officer, what's going to happen is assault against a police officer with violence, resisting arrest. There's going to be so many charges thrown against you. We know you've been wrong. We know that the person lied on you. Staying calm is to your advantage because you never want to know what type of officer you're going to get on that scene. You never know what type of day he had. You don't know his skill set and experience. It's unfortunate that many times you're playing Russian roulette depending who you get. The rule of thumb, remain calm. Calmness wins everything. If you're calm and insightful and got your wits about you, the officer is going to see what's going on. You can help de-escalate some things. But if you want to go, he's going to grab you, you're going to grab him. Now, if you saw there was 5 police officers that showed up, and you're not going to win. Even though you may have been wrong, you're not going to win. You can't win on the side of the road. You always got to go to the courts. Always got to go to the courts, even when you're wrong. And we as black men, we got to get better when it comes to emotional control and emotional balance. A lot of times we're going to be wrong. A lot of times, Ted, a lot of times, Joe, we had our own people inside, captains, lieutenants, who's wronged us. But you got to maintain control. No matter how bad the situation may be, we want you to get home alive. You got to arrive alive. And that's what's most important. Again, like Joe mentioned, we needed more video to find out what's going on, what have you. There was tussling against each other. I didn't see him use proper technique to take the individual down also. But again, we don't know what type of call was received. It sounded like it was a knife incident or what have you. But again, we got to remain calm at all times. We want you to get home safely, and you can do it by having your wits about you. I'll pass it on to Ted.
Yeah, and listen, it looked like you got to admire Shane. You got Leslie in the comments. She says, it looks like the cop need him in the face near the end. I didn't see that. So I only can base my evaluation or my assessment on what I see. Wow. Did you guys see a knee in the face? Because I didn't see that.
Well, he was down on him. He was prone. His something was on his back. I don't know what's the weight, Ted. Did you see the weight? I couldn't tell.
We couldn't tell.
Ted?
Yeah, I couldn't tell. Okay. I couldn't tell. But she says, "Make my day, Shane," with a smile. So it looks like you got a little admirer here. In the group.
Too funny, man.
Go ahead, OG.
So I'm gonna flip the script a little bit. My other part-time job is a trainer at the King Center, and we teach Nonviolence 365, which is just a hyped version of Dr. King's Principles and Steps to Nonviolence. And if you think about the civil rights movement, and you think about, excuse me, the lunch counter protests and the bus rides, these people went through some training to be able to withstand all kind of violent verbiage and physical intimidation, pouring stuff on top of their heads, talking about them, throwing stuff at them. I think it's about time for us to realistically look at ways of getting our young men ready for this encounter, because it's going to happen. I'm standing here now with 34 years of law enforcement experience. When I was a probation officer at juvenile court, I went to jail at 21 years old in front of my wife and my children because I asked the cop a question, and I didn't fight it. I went to jail, plain and simple. He said, "Get out of the car." I didn't say anything then because I know it was coming. Put your hands behind your back. I didn't ask him why he was arresting me. I just went ahead and submitted. And in the end, I was able to get released from, the case was dismissed. The point is, like we say over and over again, you don't want to be somebody's statistic. You don't want to be in the newspaper. You don't want to be carried by 6. You want to make sure that you get home. And trying to get these young men in particular to understand the importance of just submitting and taking the consequences is a very difficult thing. And I'm comparing it to the civil rights movement. We got to practice this. When we do conversation with cops, we go into high schools, do conversation with cops, we do a mock car stop. And we're giving them advice on how to engage, what to do and what not to do. Put your hands on the steering wheel, roll all the windows down, turn the music off, push play, push record on your phones. You can record it for yourself, but follow the man's instructions. So when you do get pulled over and they see the windows are down, everybody's looking up front, everybody's hands can be seen, that's going to lower the temperature because the cop's going to know that you've been through something like conversation with cops, where we giving you those instructions on what to do. The biggest thing, though, is this: even when you're wrong, and the police shows up, just go to jail. Don't be a statistic. Don't have them knocking on your mama's door, telling her that you ran from them, they shot you in the back. Even though they may have been wrong for shooting you in the back, you gone. Okay? So when you're wrong, just go on and submit and go to jail. I never got, out of all the folk I locked up with DEA, never got into a fight as an agent because there were too many of us, number one. But secondarily, the guy knew he was wrong. Okay? He knew he was wrong. So I'm just saying, as police officers in the community, let's do a better job of preparing our young men to encounter law enforcement and to get them to understand that it's not worth running, it's not worth fighting, it's not worth resisting. Just go on and go to jail. Now, I do realize a lot of our kids have mental health problems, and he may have been high-strung for whatever reason, and it's difficult to calm down in those times of storm. But if we work with them, I think we can make sure that they survive, because all he had to do was submit and go to jail. That's all he had to do, instead of having 3 cops coming and beating up on him, trying to get him to act like he has some common sense. It's on us to make sure our children are ready. I mean, I don't know about you, Joe, but I got 3 sons to tote batteries and guns, and they understood when they left my house that you cooperate. And unfortunately, all of my sons, except one, I got 4, have had negative contact with law enforcement. And I hate to say this again, even as they tote batteries and guns themselves, they've been confronted with cops who refuse to accept the fact that they are federal agents or local cop. And it is what it is. We just got to be able to absorb this thing and get ourselves ready, because we can't run from this. This is the United States of America, and we know we're at the bottom. So we got to have some compassion, some self-control, and actually just become part of the solution instead of the bulk of the problem when you decide to resist.
Ted, if I can interject for a second, Ted, you hit a key topic about being calm at all times. And you mentioned how even we as law enforcement officers at times, we're nervous. I got stopped before being off the force, so has Joe. And you never know what you're getting. So all my training goes to my mind, like, let me relax, be calm, let me build some small talk, let me follow instructions, because I don't know what I'm going to get. Even myself, who's got years of experience, I'm nervous when I get stopped by a cop, which is crazy. Yeah. But you got to maintain control at all times. You got to have a level head. You hit some key points, Ted.
No, both of you guys hit some major key points, and a lot of people don't understand that. They think it's easy for us because we tote badges and guns. I think it's a level of a fear, especially when if I get stopped by the police. I'm worried, like, he's going to see my gun. Before I can identify myself, I'm constantly like, if I get stopped, I'm like making sure that the officer doesn't see my gun, whether I'm wearing it on me or it's in I got little compartments that I have my gun I can have access to. I'm always worried that he's going to see the gun before I can say, look, retired on the job, I just don't want, because when cops see guns, boy, it's like a mental trigger in their damn head, and they automatically go high alert. I've seen guns multiple times, and as long as it's secure and it's not in the person's hand, I'm feeling like I'm still cool. I'm in control. Hey, I noticed you got a firearm. You got a license. You're on the job. Whatever you do, just don't reach for it. I don't want no accidents. Because right now, until I find out why you got a gun, I want to be on the safe side. Just I want you to be safe as well. Of course, when you see a firearm, there is a certain level of caution that you got to take, but it shouldn't go from 0 to 100 just like that, because people are able to carry guns out here. Whether you have a permit or you're in law enforcement or you're in a state that you could just legally carry a gun. And so I get it, and I've been on that end where I've been treated very bad to where I'm making complaints. That was unnecessary. Like, I get it. I understand it. So I can definitely relate to an excessive aggressive officer stopping you. So we're not, this panel is not one to be so blinded about what really goes on. So that's why we can relate to a lot of things that goes on, because we have been victims of that type of policing as well. So we're telling you this to make sure you get home safe. Just please when it comes down to your gripe, take it to a courtroom. You do not win on the side of the road. Please be safe, and I'll see you next video.